Now we've generated a detailed payoff plan for you. The key thing that we want you to focus on, though, is the current month. The current month happens to be July, and we want you to try to follow the plan for July as closely as you possibly can. So the first thing we want you to do during the month of July is we want you to always make your deposits of your paychecks and your income into your equity line account or your home equity line of credit or your savings account or your checking account. We want you to make out a check from your equity line or your checking account or your savings account or your home equity line of credit to your mortgage company for $1,450, your regular mortgage payment, plus we want you to add to that $5,142.50 and make that total payment on the 11th of the month. We want you to write a check from your equity line or your checking account or your savings account or your home equity line of credit to your credit card company to pay off your credit card in full. Total amount is $1,500, and do that on the 8th of the month. Now what we want to do is give you an idea of what we have in mind for the next 12 months. So we're scheduling some additional principal payments to your mortgage over the next 12 months. We have one scheduled for the month of September. During September, we're going to ask you possibly to make an additional principal payment to your mortgage, so your total mortgage payment will be $4,127.50. That will include your regular mortgage payment plus about $2,600 or $2,700 worth of additional principal payment. We have another one scheduled for December. We have another one scheduled for March. If we follow this plan exactly, in June of 2010, your mortgage balance will be $181,145.75. You will have paid $11,398.25 in interest and $18,854.25 toward the principal. That's if we follow this plan exactly. Now keep in mind, the Mortgage Buster plan is designed to follow you rather than you following the plan. We ask you to follow the current month, which happens to be July, as closely as you possibly can. But we realize you're not always going to be able to do everything that we ask you to do, and that's just fine. The program will adjust based on the information that you give us in your monthly updates. We'll accelerate the payoff of the mortgage when we can. If we have additional income or we have less expenses, we'll be able to accelerate the payoff of the mortgage, and so we'll let you know what you need to do that. But if your expenses increase or your income decreases, we're going to slow down the payoff of the mortgage, and we'll tell you what we want you to do in that case. So again, we're not giving you a 10 or 11 or 20-year budget that we expect you to follow. All we're asking you to do is follow our guidelines as closely as you can, tell us what you've done, and then we'll make the adjustments from there. Okay, so you have your plan for the month of July. Try to follow it as closely as you can. You can print out a copy of this form if you want to, or you can just log back into your Mortgage Buster account at any time during the month, and all this information will be there. Now let's play like it's August 1st, which is going to be the next current month. So let's say it's August 1st, August 5th. We'd always like you to do your updates during the first part of the month. So it's August 1st. You go back to the Mortgage Buster website, log into your account, and then click on this month. This is how you're going to give us our monthly update. Based on the monthly update, then we're going to change the plan. We're going to accelerate it or slow it down a little bit. If you have an adjustable rate mortgage and something changed on your mortgage, like the interest rate changed or maybe the payment changed, then you're going to need to tell us when that actually took place. You can make the change here and adjust the interest rate. Maybe it went from 6% to 8%. Then probably your regular house payment for the month probably went from $1,450 maybe up to $1,600. You just make those changes here, click update, and then do your regular monthly update. We'll use your new information, your new loan information, to do all our calculations going forward. But again, you don't tell us about those changes until they've actually taken place. Okay, now we need to know how much money did you actually send over to the mortgage company last month. Now, our July plan said to send over $7,500, $7,700, something like that. Let's say for whatever reason you only send over $6,000. That's just fine. Again, we adjust the plan based on how you spend the money and how much money you make and how your expenses fluctuate. Okay, let's say that your insurance amount of your house payment stayed the same and your tax amount stayed the same. That's probably going to change at least once a year. And then you could just make a change right here. Okay, your monthly expenses. We need to know what your monthly expenses were. These are charges that ended up on your credit card or checks that you wrote out of your equity line or your checking account or your savings account or your home equity line of credit. So we'll say that your monthly expenses increased a little bit. They went up to $2,800. Tell us what your current credit card balance is. We'll say it's $750. We'll say your income stayed the same at $5,100 and you received a bill from your equity line servicer. Small amount, $40. Okay, we're going to click Update. Now what we're going to do is recalculate your plan based on this additional information that we've received in your monthly update. We've generated the graph again. Now the first thing that you're going to notice is this figure right here, $22,886.52. That's how much money you've saved so far. That's real live money that you've saved based on using the Mortgage Buster program instead of paying your loan over the 30-year period of time. $22,886.52. If you quit the program right now, you still have saved $22,886.52. But you don't want to do that because you still have $129,764.91 worth of additional savings that you have yet to achieve. If you continue with the Mortgage Buster program, there's another $130,000 that you can still save by using the plan.